There's a new viral trend. Parents are throwing cheese on their kids' heads. The kids are crying. They throw a slice of cheese, and then the kid stops crying. And then the kids get confused. Oh, there's a little slice of cheese. Uh-huh. Oh, the kid stopped. Ha 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 ha. Oh, there we go. That one landed on his eyes. Ha ha ha. All right, that's enough. I hate this. I hate this. Parents should not be using your child, should not be using their children as a punchline. Your kid's not a punchline. Your kid is your kid, flesh of your flesh. Your kid is a proper subject. Your kid, you should be on your kid's side. You should not be humiliating your kid for the dopamine rush that you will experience thanks to the likes of strangers on the internet. You shouldn't be recording your kid for the entertainment of strangers on the internet. If you're doing this, you're being a terrible parent, and you need to stop. I understand people get sucked into social media, and this is a sort of trend that people follow. Just stop. Just stop. This is really bad. Your kid is not, there was a trend, this was maybe a few months ago, maybe more, of parents cracking eggs on their kid's head. Your kid is not an object for you to mock and to give you applause from your friends or from strangers. Your kid is a subject. Be on your kid's side. What absolutely horrible parenting, the kind of thing that is especially accentuated in our social media age. The likes of strangers are not worth humiliating your child, you narcissistic psychos. The libs are in overdrive, lying about Kamala. Got to give a hat tip to End Wokeness for pointing this little treat out. Kamala Harris, according to PolitiFact, there is this nasty Republican charge that Kamala Harris backed taxpayer-funded health care for immigrants. And this, according to PolitiFact, is mostly false. If this were a Washington Post fact check, it'd have multiple Pinocchios. This is a lie. It's false. Where would Republicans come up with this crazy notion that Kamala Harris endorsed free taxpayer-funded government health care for all illegal aliens? Jake Tapper?
The bill also says, quote, every individual who is a resident of the United States is entitled to benefits for health care services under this act. Not every individual who's a citizen, but every individual who's a resident. Mm-hmm. So you support giving universal health care, Medicare for all, to people who are in this country illegally?
Let me just be very clear about this. I am opposed to any policy that would deny in our country any human being from access to public safety, public education, or public health, period.
Period. And she was perfectly clear. She is perfectly clear that she supports government-funded universal health care for illegal aliens. Period. Let me be perfectly clear. Good on Jake Tapper for asking the question. And it is also perfectly clear that PolitiFact is completely lying about it, as PolitiFact lies about a lot of things. PolitiFact, one of these left-wing opinion outlets, one of these left-wing activist organizations that masquerades, even more deceptively than many other left-wing organizations, masquerades as an objective, political, neutral fact checker. It's just the facts. But the fact is pretty clear there. I'm hearing it in Kamala's own words. The liberal establishment news says, don't believe your lying eyes, don't believe your lying ears. And of course, these are the people who are telling us that Trump wasn't really shot 2 weeks ago. No, forget about that. No, he wasn't. We don't even know if it was a bullet. Now, the FBI said there was never any question that it was a bullet. Yeah, no, you didn't see that bullet. Trump wasn't really shot. Men can really be women. Babies aren't really babies. Kamala Harris didn't say that thing you just heard her say. They are going to lie through their teeth. They will lie about anything. And we need to take that seriously because they have a lot of power. The establishment news media have done a pretty good job of memory holding the hair's breadth away assassination of Donald Trump 2.5 weeks ago. You talk to people on the street, say, hey, remember that time Trump almost got his head blown off after the libs had been calling him Hitler and an existential threat to democracy for 8 years? Remember that? And there were all those kind of bizarre security lapses, and then the FBI and the Secret Service covered it up and lied about it. In the case of the FBI, perhaps multiple times. You remember? And people, I think many people will say, huh? Oh, yeah, right. Wow, that feels like such a long time ago. It feels like such a long time ago because the news has memory hold it. Hey, you guys know Kamala Harris is the most left-wing senator. When she was in the Senate, she was to the left of Bernie Sanders. No, that can't be true. That can't be true. Hey, you know Kamala Harris supports government-funded, taxpayer-subsidized healthcare for illegal aliens? No, that can't be true. Hey, you know Kamala Harris raised money to bail out violent rioters in Minnesota after the George Floyd riots, and then the organization that she raised the money for, went on to bail out really violent criminals who committed all sorts of other crimes. No, that didn't happen. It can't have happened. It can't have happened because the media lied to me and told me that didn't happen. There are going to be a lot of people who are persuaded by that. Don't forget, after the media lied in collusion with the government, with the FBI, and with big tech platforms, when the government lied about the Hunter Biden laptop, which exposed the Biden family's crimes, and the federal government now admits that it exposed the Biden family's crimes, but at the time, the government said, no, this is Russian disinformation, big tech, shut it down. You couldn't even privately message it on some apps. After that election, 12% of Biden voters came out and said if they knew about the Hunter Biden laptop story, they wouldn't have voted for Biden. That obviously would have thrown the election. 12% said that. And the media lied. But they had the power to do what they wanted. And the media still have a lot of power. So now they're lying about this DEI thing. How dare you suggest Kamala's a DEI hire? Joe Biden said she was a DEI hire in those terms. Joe Biden used basically that exact phrase. He did refer specifically to DEI and said Kamala Harris is the great exemplar of this. But that was back when DEI was popular. In the intervening 3 years, DEI has become extraordinarily unpopular, and there have been laws passed against DEI. So now they got to run away from DEI. This is what Michael Anton at Claremont calls the celebration parallax. If you say Kamala Harris is a DEI hire and that's great, then you're okay. If you say Kamala Harris is a DEI hire and that's bad, then now it's false. Now it's suddenly that fact has become false. That was a great clip, and we all know it. So that's why you got to subscribe to the Michael Knowles YouTube channel, and you do that by ringing the bell right now. Come on. I'll wait. Come on. Great. Thanks.